We'll go ahead and get started. Take questions for Ozzy.
Ozzy, Doug Robertson of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. It's nice to meet you in person.
Thank you.
Does it matter that so many of your teammates and your manager aren't here for the start of training camp and may not be here for the next couple of days?
No, it is what it is. You know, the coach is not here, but we come today for the first day training and give everything we have for the season. Happy to be here, you know, this nice weather, and, you know, enjoy, happy to win the team.
What are the goals for these next couple of weeks in this training camp?
You know, pre-season is prepare your body for a long season. You know, it's going to be hard, but little by little we're going to get fit and, you know, ready for the season.
¿Qué tal? Felipe Cárdenas con The Athletic. ¿Qué fue lo que te atrajo a Atlanta en lo futbolístico, en lo táctico? O sea, sabemos lo que representa el club y el potencial que tiene, pero en lo futbolístico, ¿qué te atrajo?
Sí, es un club con gran trayectoria, pocos años en la MLS, pero desde que llegó vino puso su entusiasmo, su alegría y ganó un título el segundo año que estuvo aquí. Es una institución que tiene todo para ser grande, lo ha demostrado en los años y nada, fue una decisión simple y rápida de venir aquí a un gran club que lo ha demostrado en estos años en la MLS y nada, es un equipo que tiene mucho en todos los sentidos y nada, contento de estar aquí.
Y Gonzalo obviamente fue clave. ¿Qué conversaciones tuviste con él en lo que él esperaba de ti en la cancha?
Él me llamó, me comentó el proyecto que tenía para mí y yo sin duda le dije que sí y nada, estoy aquí para ayudar en lo que sea, contento de poder estar a sus órdenes. Tuve la oportunidad de ser compañero de equipo de él y ahora ser jugador para él, pero bueno, es demostrar lo que puedo hacer en la cancha y nada, esperemos una linda temporada.
Ozzy, Joe Patrick here, 99 The Game. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You may have just answered this, but what was the impetus in wanting to come here to Atlanta? What made this an attractive place for you to come play?
You know, first of all, you know, Atlanta is like big club, you know, but I got a call from the coach that had the chance to play with him in Seattle. He was coach in Seattle too, so he called me, let me know the plan for me for this year to come here to have the team. I said yes, so that's a very easy decision for me to come here.
And what did he say to you when you had those conversations about what he wanted from you coming into this team?
You know, he know what I can bring for the team, so he told me to, if I want to have the team any way possible, and I said yes, why not? And, you know, I'm here, do my best for the team and for the club.
How have you found things so far just in training today and at the club?
Brilliant. Since I came here, since day one, I feel like at home, you know, very happy to be here. You know, the city, the people, the club, everything it's been great.
Ozzy, Maria Martin, 11 Alive. You mentioned a little bit that you used to play with Pineda. What is it like reuniting with him now, playing for him? I know you played for him before as well, but what is it like?
Yeah, it's different now. He's a head coach, you know. Like I said, I got a chance to play with him, but now it's a different approach and the players, the coach. But like I say, I come here to help the team, do my best in the team, and you know, build from the bottom, and, you know, make sure like Atlanta go to MLS Cup another year.
Does the dynamic change between you guys at all?
I have to, you know, from being my roommate, being my teammate, or now being my head coach, I have to change. But like I say, I have to respect each other. You know, I do my thing in the field, I do his thing outside the field, and you know, everything is work for the club.
Kelly Price from Fox 5. What is it about Gonzalo, about when he gave you that call that you were like, yep, I'm coming to Atlanta? What is it about him that drew you to come play with him again?
Yeah, he told me like if I want to come here to help the team, and he explained to me the plan, everything, and I said, Gonzo, you know, I want to say yes because, you know, I know you. We play together. I know you are a good coach. You know the soccer. You know the game. I know you're gonna have a good year for him because for him he came here last year in the middle of the season. So now, start from the beginning, I want to help him to be successful as a coach. So for him to be head coach from the beginning now is gonna be special, and you know I want to be part of that moment for him.
Para los que no saben, ¿qué tipo de jugador era Gonzalo cuando jugaban juntos ahí en la cancha?
Gonzo un gran jugador, técnicamente, mucho carácter, mucha pasión, siempre da lo mejor, corría hasta el máximo, hasta que estuviera muerto en la cancha, siempre dio lo mejor de él y sí, aprendí mucho de él cuando jugué en Seattle, tuve gran experiencia con él, tenerlo al lado mío porque es un jugador de clase mundial, fue mundialista, tuvo una selección y nada, contento de poder jugar con él, contento de estar ahora bajo su mando.
Any other questions for Ozzy?
Ozzy, have you talked about kind of what the goal is for the season? I have to imagine that, I mean, I know it's early and you're still kind of getting used to your teammates and understanding, you know, the qualities, but do you expect kind of...
The goal for me or for the team?
For the team.
No, we know we have to win everything. You know, we set the goal high. We want to win the Open Cup, win Support Shield, win the MLS Cup. You know, every trophy like come to our way, we have to win it because we are capable to win it. We have a good club, we have a good coach, we have good play, and you know we're ready to go. Our goal is win everything.
All right. Thanks, Ozzy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody. Good to see so many wonderful faces. Can't wait to see you guys here every week, right? Every week, all you guys will be here. Okay, good deal. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Go ahead with questions for Brad.
Does it matter yet that Pineda's not here, so many teammates aren't here?
No. You know, first day of preseason is always exciting. It's always got a certain level of anticipation to it, and so we're, you know, there's a certain buzz around the building, which is always good. You know, obviously, the world we live in at the minute, these types of things happen. In terms of timing, it's probably not ideal from their side of it, you know, or ours, but it is what it is. And you know, we were able to speak to the manager this morning, and he was able to get some messages across to us, which was good. And it was a good first day of training.
How was that? Was that Zoom? How did y'all talk to him?
Via Zoom.
Via Zoom?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are his goals for y'all for these next week or two?
You know, again, we didn't get into, it wasn't a lengthy meeting. It was more of a welcoming meeting in terms of the new faces back, you know, that are with us. Obviously, returning guys, and just you know, making sure that we set a certain standard for ourselves from day one, that we can build off of and continue to move forward and get better day by day.
Brad, what's the vibe like, you know, at the start of training camp this year? Obviously, last year you had a new manager, everybody was kind of getting used to. Obviously, this year everybody is kind of familiar with Pineda, obviously, and just kind of like, what are the goals for this team?
Yeah, I mean, you know, listen, when you have a returning manager for the beginning of preseason, I think there's a sense of picking up a little bit where we left off. And in terms of understanding what he wants from us, understanding what, you know, what's expected of us as individuals, as a group, there's that continuity a little bit, and I think that certainly helps. And as I said, you know, in terms of goals and whatnot, I mean, you know, we're setting the bar pretty high for ourselves, you know, and that there's going to be obviously goals along the way that we will sit down and discuss as a group with the coaches, with the players. But in terms of where we're at right now, it's making sure that, like I said earlier, we set a standard for ourselves that we know is acceptable in terms of our work rate, in terms of what we're getting out of training. I think those are important steps to make sure that we can ultimately, you know, achieve the goals that we'll set out for ourselves.
Brad, you guys, I mean, always set the bar high, the standard is always high. So what's different this year? Like, where do you see when you look back to 2021? What do we need to do better?
I think when you look at 2021, there wasn't enough consistency. There wasn't enough of a demand, you know, from all of us in terms of the group, in terms of the coaches. It's obviously difficult to have that mid-season when you bring in a new manager, because he's trying to hit the ground running in a very short amount of time, and over the next couple of weeks while playing league games, you're still trying to alter things and pick up what he's putting down for us. I think with a preseason, it certainly allows us that time frame to now try and really grasp the concepts of what they want us to do, but then also hold each other accountable and hold each other to a high standard and have a real understanding of what it takes to win.
It's a World Cup year. How does that change the team's approach, your approach, any player that's in the mix to get to Qatar? Does that up the ante a little bit heading into the season?
Listen, I've always said, in terms of national team stuff, whether it be for me or for other guys, you need to be able to take care of business, and your performances need to speak for themselves with your club teams, whether it's in this league, whether it's in Europe, wherever it is around the world, wherever you're playing day in and day out, your performances have to speak for themselves. And so it's of course a World Cup year. That part is exciting, but it doesn't change the approach in terms of how we come to train, how we go about our work. We need to make sure that our first and primary focus is Atlanta United, and we're playing well as a group, as individuals, and all that other stuff will take care of itself.
What about for you? You want to be on that plane to Qatar, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that part's never changed for me. I've always said, it's the highest honor to represent your country, and for me, I feel good in terms of my fitness, in terms of physically, mentally, all that, and so it's certainly an exciting year for me, and knowing that I'm pushing myself and challenge myself, and sitting down with Liam, sitting down with the manager, and hopefully we can achieve some pretty exciting things here with the club, and to be able to have the opportunity to go to another World Cup would be obviously phenomenal, but that's not something that I'm necessarily thinking about. I need to worry about training here day in and day out, and making sure we're winning games.
With one possible exception, it looks like most of the starting 11 is returning from last year. How much easier does that make things going into this training camp?
I think we all know that there wasn't a lot of turnover in terms of players, in terms of starting 11. We've added a few pieces here and there. That's certainly going to make the group better and push the group. I wouldn't necessarily say that the starting 11 is the starting 11. We need to make sure that whoever's on the field, that it's giving ourselves the best chance to win games. And I think when you make the group better, you make obviously the starting 11 better, and that part is going to be important, because last year we fell short, and we need to make sure that this year we can learn from that and look to be even a better team.
You've seen Caleb in training a few times. What does he bring to the team?
Yeah, I mean, he was with us a little bit last year in terms of training with us, and you can certainly see the why the excitement is there, and why the talk is around him. He's a young player that is now breaking in with the first team, and as that happens, there'll be more demands and more questions being asked of him in terms of individual performances, and his ability obviously to get forward, understand the game. It's exciting for a kid his age, but now the challenge is to up it to another level in terms of first team football.
Brad, you guys have all talked about how much you like Coach Pineda, but with so much change over last year and so much turnover, what did he do to demand the respect of the club?
What do I do, or he did?
What did he do?
No, I think when he came in, he understood where we were in terms of the previous coaching staff and what was being asked of us, and I think he didn't want to overcomplicate things. He wanted to, Rob was able to steady the ship, if you will, and then he didn't want to kind of rock that boat too much, and so we just kind of carried on, if you will. And I think when he came in, he was open to listening and open-minded to hear what the players had to say, hear what obviously other people around the club were saying of where we were at as a group, and he was able to use that as I think a positive in terms of getting the best out of individuals in a very, very short amount of time. And I think now, as I mentioned earlier, we now have 6 weeks to work without interruption, and I say interruption, but league games, right? Every fifth day a league game. Now it's a real quality amount of work being done day in and day out, and I think those concepts will certainly help.
Brad, you talk about like the continuity of the team this year, but I want to even focus in more specifically on kind of where you play, kind of the more the defensive part of the team. How confident do you feel just in having the two center backs in front of you that have been here last year and are going to be here this year, and your confidence in those guys and just overall defensively, how good this team can be?
Yeah, I've always said, right, we've got a fantastic back line. I think you started to see Allen even improve, game to game as the year went on, and I think that was just down to his understanding of the league, his understanding of what Major League Soccer is all about, because it certainly has a different feel to it. And so that part was exciting to see. Obviously, someone like Miles, we know what he brings. The fact that 3 of our 4, back line, is with the national team right now is pretty exciting. But with that being said, we still need to be tough to beat. We weren't good enough last year. Obviously, we fell short of our goal, which was MLS Cup. Going forward, we need to make sure that as a back line, we're not just defending, that we're actually getting in the attack and we're starting our attacks. And I think if we're able to put those pieces together, then it could certainly be some exciting times.
Brad, what about Joseph?
Last
12
one.
goals last year. He comes back, he feels stronger, says he feels better. He's going to get the whole preseason now to get ready for February 27th. What do you expect from him? What kind of conversations have you had with him just coming into camp?
Yeah, listen, I think this preseason's huge for him in terms of the amount of time that he'll now have on the field, training at a high level. I think even when he came back, there was a little start-stop at times, and certain days he couldn't train, and he wasn't. We knew he wasn't 100%, right? And so now having these, this 6-week period under his belt, I think is only going to make him feel more confident individually, but also, as we've talked so many times in the past, what he does to the group when he's on the field, and the standard and the level that he demands of the guys around him almost has this sense of not wanting to let him down, especially in the attacking third, because that's his bread and butter. That's where he makes his name, and so he holds those guys to a certain level, and it'll be exciting to see him back, hopefully running around like the Joseph we know he can be.
Did it surprise you at all, or I'm sure you guys are close, like that he wants it, that he's already talking openly about ending his career in Atlanta, staying here for life, dying here? Like, is that the Joseph you know?
I had to Google how old he was. I was like, Joe, surely you've got like another 10 years. No, I mean, listen, that part doesn't surprise me. And I think when you hear him talk about stuff like that, I think it shows the type of passion and the love that he has for the city, and obviously the fan base and the supporters. They've shown that love right back to him, rightfully so. And when you have that, it makes somebody, especially a foreigner, feel very welcome, feel very loved. And so that part hasn't surprised me one bit.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Open it up to questions for Caleb.
Hey, Caleb, Doug Robertson with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. How does it feel to be a professional athlete?
Yeah, it's a dream come true. I've always wanted this ever since I came here, and to finally get here and be a part of this team it's amazing, and I can't wait to get started, and I can't wait for what the future holds.
You were in the under-12 academy class, I think the first
Right.
class, so you've come all the way through. I mean, you fulfilled the deal.
Yeah.
Just how difficult was it?
Yeah, it was lots of hard work, and just putting my head down, grinding every single day, and I wanted it so badly. A lot of dedication, I knew it would turn out to be like an individual journey, and like I said, I wanted it so badly that I'd work like 10 times harder.
Why do you think that you earned the deal? What do you think you did that showed them?
I mean, I guess just working hard every single day, and then just our days off, not necessarily having a day off. I would go out on my own and do stuff by myself, and just so that I could, because when I'm not training, other people are training, so I have to always be my best and keep on grinding and growing.
Caleb, how are you doing? Felipe Cardenas with
Good.
The Athletic. I think the club really likes your potential, your versatility, but you've been playing as a left back, both
Yeah.
for the U17s as well. Is that where you see yourself progressing as a professional, or do you think you can perhaps contribute somewhere else on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy playing left wing. It's something that I'm capable of playing because I have played it a couple times throughout the USL season last season. But I think left back is the one position that I love the most because I enjoy defending and I love attacking, and yeah, so.
And either a back three or back four as well. I mean, you had that profile you can play in the back
Right.
three. Is that comfortable coming into the first team having been in
Yeah,
that system already?
definitely, yes, yeah.
Do you have a preference? Sorry, do you have a preference for the back three or back four? Do you feel more comfortable?
Honestly, no. I mean, a 3 in the back and a 3-5-2. It's hard it's a lot of running, but I mean, I enjoy it. But I would say a 4 in the back. Yeah.
Congrats on the.
Thank you.
Fine.
Thank you.
Caleb, Joe Patrick, Dirty South Soccer, 99 game. Have you talked to like anyone, like Carlos or anybody, about what they expect from you this year in terms of minutes or where you're going to play, or just like what are your expectations for this season?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of like playing, I think it comes down to like the coach's decisions and and how I play. I think if I'm not playing with the first team, then I'll play with the second team. So maybe it'll be like back and forth. But I hope that I'll be part of the first team for most of the season.
Have you spoken to George? Has he given you any advice on this?
No, we haven't talked yet.
Okay.
No, but no, we're cool though. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Caleb, you talk about it being like a dream come true for you. Can you just like talk about that a little bit in terms of just kind of growing up with Atlanta United kind of in your life, as opposed to like older people? It hasn't always been here. Like what has that been like for you growing up?
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, like when if you had asked me if I would sign at 17, like at age 10, I would say no. But around like 13, I saw that this was an opportunity, and I knew that like this is what I wanted, like so badly, and this is the only thing I wanted. So like I said, I put my head down and I worked so hard to get here, and I'm so excited to be here now.
I mean, you've had a lot of success in the youth ranks. Obviously, you played up age groups for the youth national team. I mean, were there other opportunities that you could have taken that you chose Atlanta United instead?
Kind of. I think this was just the best pathway for me.
Who do you model your game after? Who do you like to?
It's always been. I've always looked up to Marcelo. I think I have a similar game to him, and he's a wonderful player, and I really enjoy watching him.
Caleb, I know everything's kind of happening very quickly for you, but what's been the biggest adjustment so far, you think?
Let's see. I mean, honestly, probably all this stuff. I've played with them a couple of times last year, so I'm a lot comfortable with it. But this is all new to me, which I mean, it's amazing. It's a great feeling, but yeah, it's really amazing.
Have you had a moment yet to kind of reflect and think, wow, this is really happening, this is my dream, and it's coming true?
Not so much. Maybe later today. It'll probably all sink in, but I really haven't had that much time to really let it just sink in yet.
You're doing well. What's the long-term dream?
Long term, it's to go to Europe and just be the best version of myself, and that's and to play in the World Cup, play in Champions League, all those big competitions.
Any particular club?
No, I don't really have a big.
Caleb, you mentioned you played with these guys before. When was the first time that you were able to train with the first team?
It was let me think. The end of 2020 when the team were preparing to play Club America for the CONCACAF. When Coach Glass was here, it was like a 2-week training camp, and that was my first time. It was a tough time. Definitely like the speed of play and just guys that are stronger, faster. I had a hard time, but I can see now like it's just a huge difference in it all.
Last year, did you intermittently train at all with the first team? Did you kind of come up and go?
Yeah, I think there was a couple of times when Hines was here, and then mostly when Gonzalo came. It was lots of training with the first team, and then I would play with the USL on the weekend.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Caleb.
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.